Hi, everybody. Welcome to 5 Minute Ministries. Now, have you ever been asked the question, all right, who is your favorite actor to play this character or that character? Now, this question comes up a lot of times, and it's a big debate on the internet, especially with certain characters. Now, everybody has a different point of view of who is the best person to play said character. They will say, well, I like this person, and they will give a list of reasons why they like that one. Or you ask someone else, and that person will name a different actor and also give a list of reasons why that person is the best person to play the character. Now, there are people who also, when they do this, they will argue over who is the best person. They will hold to their point of view, and you're not going to change it. And that's fine because it's a fictional character. We all have our likes and our dislikes. We all have our points of view when it comes to those characters. And it comes down to personality, how that portrayal of that character resonated with us, why we liked it so much, why we didn't like another person's portrayal of that character. I bring it up because personalities are all over the church. Everyone has a different personality. Collectively, we are the church. We are followers of Christ. And that is our main goal, to follow Christ and serve Him and advance His kingdom. The problem is personalities clash, but it takes different personalities to reach people. God gave us all different personalities, made us who we are so that we could be effective in His kingdom. Now, there's other things He gave us, like spiritual gifts, but I want to mainly go with the personalities, because there are a lot of people who will look at a different person's personality and say, well, that person's not spiritual, that person's not biblical, all because of how they portray themselves. Now, I'm not talking about living a sinful life. I'm talking about just who they are. They're outgoing, they're over the top sometimes, and they can be sometimes very annoying, and but that's to personalities that aren't like that, who are more reserved, who think being expressive like that is a bad thing. And the people who are that expressive also think the people who are reserved that's a bad thing. Well, you need to express yourself more. You need to be more outgoing. You need to reach people with the love of Christ, and this is how you do it. And everybody has a different opinion on how to live the Christian life based on their personality. Now, bottom line, it's the Bible that tells us how we are to live and how we are to behave. As far as our personality goes, who we are was originally crafted by God. But we need to filter who we are through Scripture, because it's going to take different personalities and different ways to reach different people. Because while there are personalities that clash and rub each other the wrong way, there are personalities that go together very well. And we need each one of those personalities in order to reach the people for the gospel. Now, I want you to think about the contrast between the Apostle Peter and the Apostle Paul. They were two very different people. You think about the Apostle James and John. They were also very different people. They were different than Peter and Andrew. Andrew was like the polar opposite of Peter. Andrew was more reserved, while Peter was more headstrong and force forward, so to speak. I know that's not a real term, but forgive me for that. Anyway, all 12 of the apostles had different personalities. They brought something different to the table, so to speak. And each one of us also have that opportunity. So we may not get along with every personality, but we should get along as children of God, as men and women who have been called out of darkness and to serve God and to go out and reach others for the gospel and for the kingdom. We need to work within those personalities in order to reach the lost. If we're constantly fighting with each other because of our personalities, then we're doing it wrong, and we need to change that. We need to accept people as they are because God made them that way. But we need to filter it through Scripture, as I said before. So if you're having a personality issue with someone who is a fellow believer, you can work that out, but it has to be biblically. Now, it doesn't mean you avoid the people. It means you try to get along and you try to work out those issues. Because if you don't, the world sees our personalities clashing and it pushes them away. But if they see two different personalities that normally go against each other, they see those personalities get along and show love and respect to each other, then the world will say, how do you do that? And we can tell them, it's through the love of Christ. This has been 5 Minute Ministries, and I'll see you next time.